मेरा नाम आतिफ हनीफ है और मैं आप सबका यहाँ पे स्वागत करता हूँ। खैर मकदम, वेलकम फॉर दिस ब्यूटीफुल मॉर्निंग। सबसे पहले कैन आई रिक्वेस्ट फॉर अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज, या थोड़ी इससे एनर्जी आ जाती है। और मैं यहाँ पे ज़्यादा वक्त नहीं लूँगा। माई जॉब इज़ जस्ट टू इंट्रोड्यूस द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर. He is Mr. Sami Ahmad, a student of Martiniere College, and he will be introducing you to the impact of European culture on the paintings which were famous in Awadh. Especially the British impact and the French impact. तो जैसा कि आप लोग देख रहे हैं, कल से यहाँ पे ये एग्जीबिशन चल रही है और सेशंस भी पैरेलली हो रहे हैं और ये बहुत अच्छा मौका है क्योंकि इस तरह के मौके आमतौर पे लखनऊ में मिलते नहीं हैं और अगर होते भी हैं तो इस तरह का इंटरैक्टिव सेशन नहीं होता है। आमतौर पे एक आध सेशन होता है लेकिन इस तरह का इंटरैक्टिव सेशन नहीं होता और इस तरह के डिटेल टॉपिक्स, क्योंकि जाहिर है मेरा भी लखनऊ से और अदब से बहुत ताल्लुक़ है, दिलचस्पी है, लेकिन इस तरह की चीज़ मैंने आज तक कभी सुनी नहीं कि यूरोपियन इम्पैक्ट क्या हो सकता है पेंटिंग्स में, कभी इस बारे में नज़र गई नहीं। तो जाहिर है बहुत मुश्किल काम है और सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि एक स्टूडेंट हैं मार्टिनियर के और वो इस टॉपिक को कवर कर रहे हैं। तो मैं ज़्यादा वक्त ना लेते हुए आपको उनके सामने इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूँ। मुझे एक शेर याद आ रहा है लखनऊ के हवाले से कि तहज़ीब मेरी नज़र में जचेगी क्या, तहज़ीब कोई मेरी नज़र में जचेगी क्या, मेरी निगाहें शौक़ ने देखा है लखनऊ। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। समी अहमद।
Very good afternoon to all present. Without any further delay, I'd like to begin. So, for centuries, India has been a cradle of art, where it was discovered, evolved, and finally made to reach the grassroots levels of the society. In the ancient world, art was found in the inner self as a cosmic dance of creation. Thus, this made it possible for the painter to create masterpieces in the glorification of God. Notwithstanding the ill effects of war, political turmoil of medieval India, art continued to prosper and got its existing dimensions broadened with the coming of Persian, Turk, Afghan, and very importantly, the Mughals. Before moving on to colonial vibrance, let us discuss the traditional finesse. In the ateliers of the Faizabad School of Art, where a much more sophisticated and intricate art form was practiced, a very high grade of miniature art was achieved. Most of these miniature works were so very efficiently made by an artist called Faiz-Ullah. The paintings of his particular style include minuscule and fine representations of landscape, water bodies, buildings, palaces, gardens, and above all, intricately detailed figures, each of their expression having to tell something unheard before. The restoration of Awadh's dominion to Shuja-ud-Dawla, the Nawab Wazir, after his defeat in the Battle of Buxar, was strategic intentionally. Clive and Karnak, along with numerous other power holders of the company, received precious nazars or tokens of gratitude like paintings, jewelry, weapons, and anything which would be pleasing as a souvenir to carry back home and boast about. They were even used to bribe each other like this one. This was presented to George Gregory by Karnak. Clive had witnessed how unstrategic expansion of the Mughal Empire led to its downfall, and he certainly didn't want that to happen to the company. Thus Shuja retained his dominion on constantly fluctuating mercy of the English, which finally ceased in 1856. Here we have the Persian influence. On the left, Shuja enjoys a music party under a canopy. And on the right, we have Shuja standing behind Nadir Shah as his wazir. And ironically, not of the Mughal emperor. So this is the Persian influence which crept into Awadh school of art. Another important tradition was of equestrian portraits. It became rare in Awadhi paintings. As I believe, this was due to the decline in appropriate patronage, and also the other reason being that Asif-ud-Daula, he was so fat that he couldn't really ride a horse. So that's the reason of its downfall. Here is evident the Rajput influence. On the left we have lovers on a terrace courtyard and scene of elopement. Quite striking feature of elopement is the old woman assisting the lady to get on the elephant. It highlights the class of people ahead of the stereotypical lots. This again inspired from illustrations of Hindu epics showing the first two Nawabs battling two unknown leaders. The Nawabs are on the right side. You can see them mounted on elephants. Here's an interesting one showing Asif-ud-Daula and his Prime Minister. And what I conclude from my research and closer looks is that this is by the artist who embellished the borders of the famous Polier albums. Now this is truly what became a classical in Indian portraiture, the death of Inayat Khan. This painting gathered vast attention and was frequently copied. Inayat was a courtier of Jahangir whose addiction to opium reduced him to this miserable shape before his eventual death. Jahangir's want of getting everything extraordinary around him immortalized as paintings led to the creation of this wonderful piece. Here are some previously unknown pieces by Mir Kalan Khan, the great Awadhi painter. Elephants wrestling, monkey hunting. And these are by Mihir Chand, another famous artist. India truly was a pile of fascination for every European who stepped in, and for preserving that fascination for posterity, a number of manuscripts and albums were commissioned, which included gouache drawings and calligraphy folios. For example, we have the famous Polier and Lady Coot albums, done at Lucknow and Faizabad. Here are some pieces capturing different lifestyles and professions in the day. I recently found as many as 78 folios in the Welcome Library repository, which were a part of Colonial album. These were previously unknown, so that's something new we have. These are the banners of the Mughal emperor, and the previous one showing sepoys of the company. Nawasi Lal, who has recently emerged to be a great Awadhi painter, has an increasing number of his works surfacing a bear the testimony. His masterpiece, widely known, shows Collier enjoying a notch. But here are some new pieces and intriguing observations. This is by Nawasi Lal showing women of the harem playing chess. Now this has two other versions which have come to light recently. Hereupon, we have images from the Welcome Library. This is camel slaughter. Woman retreating from a ghat after bathing, and the soldier with elephant scouting in the background. Charak Puja or hook swinging, still practiced in West Bengal. Here's an interesting one, Asifudollah and his darbar in the Machi Bhavan Palace. And this is a wonderful, wonderful painting. We have Asifudollah witnessing elephants wrestle. Just fascinating details. In this chapter of slides, we'll see how the European portraits given at Mughal court were copied, and in that copying emerged a new style. Missionaries and royal ambassadors brought with them byproducts of Renaissance in Europe, mainly religious themes. Here we have Jesus and Virgin Mary in the style of Faizabadi painters. Now we have a fascinating one. Virgin Mary's image put in a window screen facing an arena where camels wrestle. So this is Virgin Mary, taken from an European original. And the screen, the pavilion and the flanking walls are in Faizabadi architecture, while the camels have been taken from a Persian memoir of India. Here we have company paintings in a pure European style, very, very rare and unheard of. This is unique in every way, really. Here we have depiction of John Womble by a native artist. Sadly, the artist is unidentified, but still, painting is really great. So, Womble was the paymaster of Nawab's horses, and this job was actually very lucrative. But he managed to swell his purse by establishing good trade relations with his friends like Claude Martin and Polier. Here we have another set of paintings. These two are furniture designs by court painter Robert Hume, done for the king. And all these furniture mostly cast in silver. And during the mutiny, these were looted, broken down into pieces. One side you can see there. And very tragic end they faced, melted down and sold to princely states, where some of them can still be seen. Now this is a landmark piece in all the colonial paintings ever done in Lucknow. This is the Nawab's version of the celebrated cockfight painting by Johann Zoffre, also known as the Ashwick version, Ashwick being the place of its re-emergence after being lost for about a century. Zoffre had left this piece unfinished on the issue of delay in payment by the Nawab. Later, the Nawab hired a native artist to finish it, and with the completion, a new landmark was achieved. A canvas bearing the excellence of two opposite ends of a spectrum. It is unique in every way, and anything such wouldn't have been there in normal circumstances. So no sort of blend in normal circumstances. Similarly, we have this Darbar scene by the same artist who completed the previous painting. It shows Asaf-ud-Daula entertaining a faryad or request while women chant melodies with a broad vista extending behind them. Asaf listening to a faryad, and we have women performing here. The successive Nawabs who became the king were great patrons of European art and its forms. And they caused the European art to emerge as a paramount form, so super exceeding any other. Tempting finesse of European masterwork also led to the making of these beautiful miniature portraits, so very realistic. This is Asaf-ud-Daula. There was a huge contrast in patronage of paintings. by traditional schools and European influence. The imitation of European aspects of art, like realistic appearance, shadow balances, and geometric perfection, was encouraged for traditional schools. This, of course, led to foundation of the company school, but the intricacy and detailing of the traditional art was discontinued, making company art somewhat ugly. Impoverishment continued with the contrasting patronage. And this one really reminds me of the stunning Kathak performance we had last night. Wajid Ali Shah's choreographical and theatrical perfection is recorded here. This is a folio from the Ishq Nama kept at the Buckingham Palace. It's a part of a royal collection. Thriving of existing schools became more difficult with the introduction of photography and printing press. Portraits were now directly inspired from photographs. The chief photographer at the court of Wajid Ali Shah was Ahmed Ali Khan, and with his arrival, the job of an artist was now reduced to embellish a photo with new features. The final blow to the schools was from the annexation in 1856. Awadhi art finally ceased to display its finesse as the Nawabship became extinct with the death of its final upholder, Wajid Ali Shah. Here you are. So that's the end. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया समी। और इतनी फोटोग्राफ्स और इतनी स्लाइड्स में जाहिर है वो लखनऊ वो दिखा जो आमतौर पे हम लोग यहाँ होते हैं हमको नहीं दिखता है। मेरे ख्याल से मुझे भी बहुत दिलचस्पी है, लेकिन हार्डली कुछ 2-4 ऐसी पेंटिंग्स होंगी जो हमने देखी होंगी। बाकी 90 to 95% जो कलेक्शन था वो मेरे ख्याल से ऑडियंस में किसी ने नहीं देखा होगा। कोई ऐसा जिसने देखा होगा? किसी ने नहीं देखा होगा। मैं चाहता हूँ बहुत ज़ोरदार राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज समी के लिए। और इसमें जाहिर है ऐसी पेंटिंग्स और ऐसे पहलू उन्होंने बताए जो आमतौर पर हम लोगों को नहीं पता होते। तो मैं प्रतीक जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि बहुत स्मॉल टोकन ऑफ एप्रिसिएशन है जो यहाँ पे समी को दें। या तो ये सब दे देते हैं।
Sami is now class 12 student, and one of the finest collections of digital paintings he has in his collection, which is being talked about in different countries now, and so many painting collectors and historians are talking about it.
So very, very nice and well done. So my question to you, simply because I want to know where you get inspired by and when did you start really looking at this, and where do you want to take, I mean, how will you take this further?
Well, I started it, first of all, I became interested in the history of my own school, which has a lot to do with the history of the Awadh and the Nawabs. So through that, I came into this part. And then I started research, looking for paintings at various museum collections, auction sites, and catalogs. So you have to do extensive research about those, and their results depend on the keywords you use. So keywords have many variations. For example, Awadh has 3 variations. The spelling beginning with A, then O-U-D-H, Awadh, then O-U-D-E. So all 3 of them will give different results. So that's how you gather a vast number of things. So, and I have collaborated at Sir suggested paintings are being talked about, and of course it's his goodwill and cooperation and support. So yes, I would like to write books and do further collaboration projects like this.